We live, we live, we live, we are live. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube land, Facebook land? Y'all know I like this music. Hey, y'all, hey, what's up? How y'all doing today? Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. What's up, Facebook? Listen, I'm on everything today. I'm excited. I got my little production on a little bit. I am too excited. Listen, so I've got a makeshift right now, and I like it. I like it. I like this. I like this. I like this. So what's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Listen, this is another edition of Anjanette Speaks with Endure Entertainment. When you think of entertainment, clean entertainment, you think of Endure Entertainment. When you think of Endure Entertainment, we want you to think of clean entertainment. So this is what we are doing today. Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited today because we're talking about something that's very dear to my heart. Y'all know. So let me tell y'all back up. Last week, thank you for allowing me to be transparent and say whatever was on my mind, what was going on with me, in my heart, whatever. It's been a crazy, insane journey, but I'm here. I made it. So, but last week I was feeling, a lot of things. A friend of mine told me to be present in the moment, and when I was doing that, I had some things that I really needed to say. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you guys for rocking with me, right? On my transparent journey. So today we're going to talk about suicide awareness. Now, the reason I am bringing this up is, of course, it's Suicide Awareness Month, right? And so we want to be able to make sure that we give you guys enough information to make a decision if a friend of yours is experiencing suicidal ideations or thinking about suicide. Now, sometimes you don't know that a person is thinking about suicide. However, if for whatever reason you happen to know or someone tells you that they want to commit suicide, I'm going to share with you some things that you can say. I am not a mental health professional. I am a mental health advocate. So I would definitely say if there's anything going on, you're going to text 988. Okay, you're going to send a text to 988. And to make sure that we are able to give people the proper help that they need. So first things first, suicide is at an all-time high. It used to be a stigma amongst other races, but people of color are committing suicide at alarming rates. Pastors are committing suicide at alarming rates. And so what could be the reason for people wanting to commit suicide? What gets to a place? What gets a person to a place where they say, I don't want to be here anymore? People leave their children, they leave their families, they leave whatever responsibilities behind. And let me just share with you guys, because some of you may know, man, I know. So I hadn't been in a suicidal place for almost a little over a year. And June 12th of this year, I had a bout with suicide. And I believe it was, looking back on it, a lot of times when you think about leaving life, it's because you feel like you have no other option. You feel like you have no other choice in the matter. You feel like You have come to a place and you've done all that you can do. If you are a Christian and having suicidal ideations, that means that you have come to a place where you feel like you've lost hope and God can't get you out of this, right? And then you don't want to reach out to someone and then become a burden to them. You don't want to reach out and then be like, oh, well, so and so, you don't want nobody to tell nobody, right? And then you don't want to be, and then you don't want to be judged. So when people say, call me if you need anything, at that moment in time when you are thinking about ending your life, you don't want to call and make that announcement. I think a lot of times what we don't understand though is that suicide is not the answer to the hurt. I think some people, there's a series of events that have happened that have made a person decide that they don't want to be here anymore. Regardless of their faith, regardless of whatever, they don't want to be here anymore. They don't want to share life with who they're sharing their life with, their children, their whatever. They lost their job, they are homeless, whatever, right? And they just feel like the only way out of this is to end it all. Well, if you are watching this now or on the replay, I want you to know that you're not alone. When I was thinking about committing suicide, I wrote letters to everyone. June 12th, right before my 46th birthday, because I felt stuck. I felt like I was in a cycle that I was not going to get out of. The thought of my son being with my family, I thought, well, maybe he'd be better off without me, right? Because I had just been going through too much as far as I was concerned. And how I made decisions, I don't make very good decisions for me. At least I didn't feel that way. And so what happened was I got to the place where I didn't want to be here anymore. I wrote letters and came up with a plan. And I text a friend of mine, right? Because I know her son goes through it as well. And so I texted my friend and I said, hey, I'm having these ideations. She says, hey, my son is going through this. You shall live and not die. You shall live to declare the glory of the Lord. You shall live, right? And so, of course, now I'm thinking like, yeah, that's what she's supposed to say, right? And I was crying and I was everything, but I got on my knees and I'm like, Lord, crying, boo-hooing. I don't know what is wrong. I've taken my medicine. I've done all this. The devil wants me to shut up. The devil wants to stop my ministry. The devil wants me to stop doing what I'm doing. And this fight is on. The fight was on. I knew what I wanted to do, knew how I wanted to do it, but something in me was like, no, sis. So I moved my money so I wouldn't have no money to go and get the gun that I wanted to get from Academy, right? Do something like that. And I did that and I said, I'm going to push through, right, to this day. And I think that's the difference between someone that is suicidal and someone that follows through. I had a little bit of hope, like a little bit. I didn't want my son to find me, right? I didn't want my son to see. I didn't want to give my baby that struggle. So I didn't want him to see. So that's what made me grab on to my life and say, no, I got to stay here for him. I got to stay here for him. I got to stay here for my baby. So here's some things. If a person is looking, there was they got signs of suicide, and how do you know? You don't. You don't. You don't know if somebody's gonna commit suicide. You don't. You don't. I done been to parties. I done been the life of the party and get in the car and start crying, want to go off the side of the road. Like, you don't. You don't know unless somebody is transparent enough to tell you, hey, I know what you're doing. I see what's going on. I see the look in your eyes. I see that you're sad. I see blah, blah, blah. And then that's how you know, okay, you know what? This person is going through. This person is suicidal. This person is feeling some type of way. That's how you know. Other than that, you don't know. So what do you say? What do you say to a friend that is saying, I'm suicidal, or I feel like I don't want to be here no more, or I just want to give up, or, you know, you have those posts, right, that you see, and people will say things like, I just don't want to be here. I just want to give up. I just can't take this no more, right? So what do you say? What is your response? Because you need to understand that like your response is extremely critical. So whatever it is they're about to do, it's not your fault, right? But you have some of responsibility. So one thing you want to do is be empathetic. And don't ask them why. What you want to ask them is, what led to you making this decision? I'm sorry, friend. I love you. You know, what led you to make this decision? What happened? Well, it's a bunch of things. You know, where did it start? Where do you think it started at? Because as long as you keep them talking, they got hope. There's hope. As long as you keep them talking, you got hope. And you can't judge whether a person has whether they gonna really do it or not. So then you ask them, like, you know, well, you know, they get to talking, well, have you thought about how you gonna do that? Like, you know, well, yeah, I'm gonna take some pills, or you have pills? No, I gotta go to the store and get some. Oh, okay. At this point, this person is crying out for help. You need to find out what they want to stop hurting. Because a lot of times you just can't see a way out of hurting. You can't see a way out of the pain. You can't see a way to stop the pain. You can't see how the pain gonna stop. You can't see past your current situation. And that's why people do it. They don't have nobody to talk to. So listen, I'm gonna give you some stuff to think about here. So what you want to do is validate their feelings. All right. You want to validate their feelings. You want to say things like, it sounds like you've been really struggling for a very long time. And this is from an article, let me not plagiarize, Vanderbilt Faculty and Staff Health and Wellness. They did an article, and so some good stuff in here. It says that you need to validate them, and validate their feelings, show empathy. That the person matters to you and that they've come a long way, and tell them how proud of them you are. You know, I'm really proud of you. Like, I know that you've been struggling, and I'm really proud of you. Like, you are still here. We're going to get past this, right? And then you want to tell them, like, it sounds like you've been struggling. Can you tell me more about it? Like, I'd love to listen, you know, help where I can. Just let them. That's what they need. That's what they need. That's what they need. You do not need to tell them, well, you should look at the positive side of your life. Girl, boy, if I could see the positive side of my life, I wouldn't be here, fool. It is so frustrating because you just want to be like, okay, bye. Because people are so out of touch. So then, another thing, don't argue with them, right, about how they feel or whatever. And don't try to do a whole bunch of positive reinforcement because they're in a very negative place, right? But you want to tell them how proud of you. And then remember, make some, like, if you're following me, like in say, for instance, it's me, and you're like, you know what, I understand that, and I can see where that would be an issue, but you've been doing so well. And, you know, where, you know, how can we get you back? What, you know, let them talk about the trigger and everything. This one says, the second point says, try not to argue with the person with negative statements, no matter how dire they may sound. Because when you're suicidal, I'm telling you right now, like, you be thinking about some crazy stuff. You'll be like, oh, this person don't like me, and this person said this about me, and you're like, so are you sure that they talking about you? Like, how did you know? And no, I'm not sure. I just think they are. I just think they don't like me because they didn't speak to me or whatever the case may is. They didn't invite me to their birthday party, whatever it is. It be little things, but those little things that they let you know, please understand that there's probably some huger things that's being said. Because let me tell you something, this thing right here, when your mind flip on you and tell you some horrible things about yourself, listen, it's some horrible stuff that people have heard and been said about themselves, that they have said they weren't worthy of being loved. Nobody gonna love them. Their family don't love them. If they loved them, they would have invited them to the cookout. They would have invited them to the fish fry. You know, they have all kinds. It can be big things. It can be remembering that a cousin molested them, and now they gotta look at the cousin like, you don't know what could trigger this. So you don't want to argue with them when they say crazy stuff. You want to just, what you deem is crazy, right? You want to just make sure, like, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm sure that they overlooked it. No, they might not have overlooked it though. And because I feel that way, you want to validate their feelings and say, I understand how you feel. Or yeah, I can see where you could feel. Help them feel like what they're feeling is valid. A lot of times people kill themselves or feel like they're suicidal because they feel like they don't matter, and their feelings aren't being validated. So it says it's fair for you to say you feel hopeless right now. We will get you the help you need together. You are not alone. I am here. How difficult is that? You are not alone. I am here. I'm here. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to listen to you. So the next thing you want to say is encourage the person to seek help, right? And then have a safety plan. Speak with the person about who they can contact if they're having suicidal thoughts. Depressive thoughts can escalate it as well. Having depression can escalate it as well. And then a tough question. Do you have a plan? You're not a healthcare professional, but you need to know their address and stuff like that just in case something happens. But if you can get your friend to seek out to somebody, you can get your friend or a person that may call you to get them to a professional to call the suicide hotline. Hold on. So you want to talk to somebody about it? Okay. So I'm gonna call the hotline and see if we can get you some help. You know, I'm here. No, 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 no. Don't call them. Don't call them. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna come over. You want to make sure you're looking at them. You want to make sure you hug them, you touch them, if you love them, right? And or they have someone there with them that they can love on and hug and touch. I hope you guys are getting this. All right, and then if you think that this person is really gonna have a plan, they have a means and a timeline. So they're like, are you gonna do? So you're like, are you gonna hurt you? Are you planning on hurting yourself today? And they're like, yeah, at 3 o'clock. Then you want to call 911. Okay? Do not think that people are just wanting attention. Please stop it. Please. Yes. Do people say that because it's at the moment you want to die? Nobody normal walks around saying, I'm just going to kill myself. Like, at the moment, it's the only thing they really want to disappear. And they want the hurt to stop. I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm not saying this is just my own personal experience, right? I can't speak for everybody because I'm not a professional, but for my own personal experience, sometimes it's just that you cannot get the hurt to stop. You can't see past it. So that's why you continuing to say you want to do it. But if they have a plan, they know when they want to do it, they have a timeline and a manner in which they want to do it, you need to call 911. Do not leave that person alone. Ensure by all means the person's access, that this might, if they have guns, if they have anything, if they have anybody that's not close to them, they called you, I'm gonna need for you to do your best to go to them. If they're out of town, you're gonna have to call 911. You're gonna have to call 911. So the other thing is work life connections. EAP psychologist Chad Buck created a helpful acronym for keeping some tips on the mentioned above. Okay, so here's some tips. Here's some tips on how to gauge, right, what's going on. Believe that suicidal comments and gestures are serious. So this is the acronym for believe. So B is believe that the suicidal thoughts are real and serious. Engage in conversation about their thoughts and feelings. Listen without judging and arguing. Investigate intent and access lethal means. So investigate whether or not they're going to do it, when they want to do it, a timeline. Express empathy for the person in the situation. Validate how they feel and how painful this was for them. Like, and validate them. Yes, I can see where him cheating on you would be painful. I can see where you keeping that inside would be painful. I can see where, I can understand that. Yeah, I get that. And please stop. I know people try to I hate when people do this too. Somebody calls you and tell you something, and then you start talking about you, like, because your experience is the same. Or no, that's just like no, stop doing that. Let people talk, because what you doing, you cutting them off, and then you start talking about you, and then there they go, and they never got whatever it was out, because you just start talking about you and how you feel and how you can relate. No, let them talk. Validate their feelings. Let them talk. Encourage them to seek help or escort them to access help. Okay, so that's an acronym to believe. I think I'm gonna post this. And so listen, I did that. I'm gonna post that. I like that. I'm gonna post it right here in the chat. I like this. Believe. Can't post comments and share destination. Why? I'm gonna be able to post the comments. All right, y'all. Okay. So what not to say to a person that is wanting to commit suicide? What do we not say to them? I wrote some stuff down. What do we not say to them? Don't tell them that they're just looking for attention. Don't tell them they're just looking for attention. Please. Please don't do that. Don't say, well, you have so much to look forward to. You got so much going on. Other people have worse things going on than you. What you got going on isn't that serious. That's easily solved. Not to them. Not to them in that moment, right? To you, that may be like, girl, we could just, no, we just can't, because I don't have the means. I don't have this. Their mind is not there to have a resolution. So you want to be able to say, okay, I got you. I see what we can do here. And not argue with them about what they're saying. Also, don't tell them, okay, don't do nothing stupid. I don't have time to bury you. And that statement isn't all and well and good, right? Because, that's how we are. I don't want to bury you, but it's not about you, right? It's about that person and them hurting. It's not about you. So you cannot tell somebody, oh, I don't want to lose you. It doesn't matter, because they're thinking about everybody losing them. So you ain't going to be like the deciding factor. What the deciding factor is, that you listen and you let it get all that stuff out of their heart and out of their mind. You listen to what they were saying. That's what matters. That's what stops them from doing that. That's what keeps them here another day, is being able to pour out. The reason why these pastors are committing suicide at alarming rates, they don't have nobody to be human with. Nobody to be human with. And some ministers, like myself, others, they don't have nobody to be human with. Everybody expects them to be Superman, Superwoman all the time, even if they're saying that they are struggling with mental illness and everything, or and struggling with managing it. So the next thing is focus on the positive, right? So once they start telling you things, then you want to get them to agree with you, right? That you are not alone and their life is worth living, right? God has a plan for your life. Yeah, depending on where we at, that could work, but yeah, no. Because then why did he let this happen and why they don't go down that rabbit hole? So you want to stay with things positive, things that are positive, things that will allow them to uh, things that will allow them to express themselves in a positive. Once they get negative, then you're going to introduce some of the positive. But look at what you've been doing. But look at this. Yeah, I'm sure you're tired, blah, blah, blah. And you can go on with that and get all that positive into them. But look at it. Can you look at it this way? Is it a possibility that you could see? Well, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, and then do something to get so you don't tell nobody, do something to get your mind off of it. Don't do that. Do something to get your mind off of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to do something to get your mind off of it, right? You don't want to tell them that. What you want to do is always allow them that safe space to be able to be open and transparent with you, okay? And then those are a few things that you don't say. I wrote notes this time, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I gave you some information that was good to take with you after my fan. Good to take with you. Because as we have suicidal prevention month, they say there are things that people do when they are suicidal. They give away things. They become withdrawn. They don't talk as much. They talk about dying. They talk as if they talk about themselves in past tense. Uh, and you want to unpack that. Somebody, make a statement and they're like they want to be like they're in the past. You want to be like, okay, what did that mean? What does that mean? Why are you saying that? Oh, because blah 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 blah. You want to get them talking. You want to get them talking. I've had several bouts with suicide, right? It's a demon. It's a demonic force. I've had demonic forces sit on my bed. Um, and what kept me is my kids. I've had plenty of opportunity, several plans, and just what keeps me is my children. You know what I mean? I mean, of course now, also the fact that I ain't going nowhere because I ain't gonna give Satan the satisfaction at this point. That's the fighter in me. But some people have given up the fight. And how do you help somebody else, right? How do you help somebody keep the fight? How do you help them fight for their life? If you are watching or you know somebody that's struggling, you belong here. God has a purpose for your life. You are not alone. You are not alone. If for some reason you feel as though you or someone you know is suicidal, make sure that I get the number. Because I wrote the number down. I want to make sure I get it. It's the text is 988. Thank you. The text is 988. I wanted to make sure I did that right. But I wrote down the suicide prevention number. Yeah, okay. So send a text to 988 and that person, you'll be able to talk to someone or you'll be able to report that someone is actually suicidal. I can't see you, Facebook user, but thank you for putting that in the chat. 988. Let me put that in here. Text 988. Okay. and you'll be able to talk to someone about committing suicide. Y'all, we've got to do something about um, people feeling like life isn't worth living. Oh, this is good. Or text hello to 741741. This is good. Jania, is that you? I can't see. It won't tell me who it is and I can't see it. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. So you can do that or call 988 or text hello to 741741. Okay. So let me do this. Call. I thought 998 was was a text. Or hello to 741741. Suicide. I'm on all my stuff today because I'm on my Facebook page. I'm on my YouTube. I'm on everything today. All right. So you can't really tell if someone wants to commit suicide, but there are some signs that they've been talking about it, right? I want us to be more sensitive to people and their situation and how they struggle, right? A lot of times we want to say, oh yeah, so and so still talking about committing suicide, and when they do it, you're gonna feel real stupid. When I was in my bout and I was telling someone that I thought was in my corner, that I was in a relationship with, and I was like, hey, I'm feeling this way. So he told me, if you gonna do it, do it. Stop talking about it. Because he didn't really believe that I was serious, right? But I was. Thank God, right? That I had a little bit of hope. Because if I didn't, I would have said, see, and this person is saying to go on and do it, so I'm going to go on and do it. I hope I've been a little bit informative today. This is a very sensitive topic. I had a guest that was coming on, but she got sick. So to talk about these things and to talk about, it's my boss lady. My boss lady, Miss Felana, was coming, but she's not ill. She's ill, so say a prayer for her. And so I would have had a co-host here today, and we were going to really talk about it. But I'm going to I put in the chat, I put the believe, and I'm going to put it into my Facebook chat and into Anjanette Speaks chat, so you guys can have that information and how to really see, engage, right? How people, how serious they are. Every time they say it is serious, but you want to assess how serious that they are. All right, so that we can help. This is a suicide awareness. If you have some tips on how to help, let me know. If you want to come on and talk about your story, let me know. I am here to bring awareness to what plagues our community. That is what Anjanette Speaks is all about, to be real, to be raw, and to be inspiring. I hope you are inspired to live. You are listening to this, or if you see this on the replay, I hope you got to the end or scroll to the end like I do sometimes. You belong here. God has a purpose for your life. Your creator did not make any mistakes when he made you. You are purposeful. You are who God needs in this season, in this time. You are talented. You are amazing. You are not a bad person. You have made some mistakes, and those mistakes, you are not those mistakes. You are not your mistakes. You belong here. You can get out. It's okay. I understand that you want the pain to stop, that you can't take another heartbreak, that this hurts, that this betrayal hurts. I understand, but your life is worth living. Stay with me. Let's go. Let's see what the end gonna be. Don't let this take you out. You got this. This has been another edition of Anjanette Speaks, the real, the raw, and the inspiring. Listen, I am with Endure Entertainment. When you think of Endure Entertainment, we want you to think of clean entertainment. When you think of clean entertainment, think of Endure Entertainment. This has been Anjanette Speaks, y'all. Have an amazing Saturday. Have an amazing Saturday. Have an amazing Saturday. Thank you, Mama Lisa. Thank you. Listen, I love y'all. You belong here.